I'm on my second or third chain only because I had an issue with my chain oiler and I didn't know it wasn't working, and it bound up, chain bound up. I replaced it at 16,000 miles. I could only find a bad non-O-ring chain. It only lasted me halfway through the next day before that totally destroyed. And but right now I'm actually using the BMW M Endurance chain. Now this was touted as made by Regina, and it's supposedly a chain that does not need any oiling, and it does not need any service, maintenance, adjusting for the life of the chain. So you have the same question I do. What exactly is the life of the chain? Well, BMW doesn't say, so I'm testing it out right now. As we speak, I put the chain on at 25,000 miles. So when I get home tonight, it'll have 9,000 miles on it. Never adjusted it. I never cleaned it. I never oiled it. I never looked at it. I never touched it. That's not true. I did check it at like 5,000 miles. I just measured it, and it did stretch. It actually did stretch from where I put it on. But I measured it again at 7, and it didn't move at that point. And so I'll measure it again, but I'm not going to adjust it. I mean, that's the whole goal, is just to see how far it goes before it blows apart. And you know, if you could get 25,000 miles out of a chain without touching it, not oiling it, not adjusting it, nothing, would it be worth an extra $100, $150? Probably. What if you could get 50,000 miles out of it? Would it be worth then? Absolutely. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to test it for 50,000 miles, but I would love to be able to get 25 out of it, and I should have 25,000 miles on the chain by July or August, because I will be attending all the IMS shows across the country and riding to them, so that'll be a good test for this chain. So here we are with the BMW Miracle Chain, lifetime chain, never needs adjusting, never needs to be oiled. I put this chain on and adjusted it exactly to the factory specs, and here we are 3 months later, and the chain has stretched so much it's unsafe to drive at this with this much slack, so I will have to adjust it. So we've gone 12,000 miles. So apparently that's what BMW claims is the lifetime of a chain, 12,000 miles. This chain is unsafe, so absolutely needs to be adjusted or I'm gonna die. And I don't wanna die, so if you were wondering about the new M Endurance chain, here it is from BMW. Never needs to be adjusted, never needs to be oiled. And I've not touched it since the day I put it on. And as you can see, it is stretched miles. Snake oil, I say. Lifetime chain. I guess if your lifetime of your motorcycle is only 12,000 miles. So here's the dilemma. As you can see, the chain is tight. Both sides right there. Hardly any play, and everywhere else it's extremely loose, flopping again. Tightens up, extremely tight, loose, tight, loose. You can see it right there. It actually is right there. There's almost no movement. tight. So it's been creating quite a interesting ride. The bike feels like it's pulsing or hesitating, bucking even with just that drivetrain play. And I still have 1,700 miles to go till I get to Los Angeles. I've been stopping and oiling it, adjusting it, trying to get it somewhere in the middle, but it's not long for this world, that's for sure. Well, here we are, somewhere in Iowa, and I just replaced the chain. I couldn't go any further. Chains come and go, so what better place to replace the chain than right here at the come and go. The chain was delivered and I left it with Ari and Zach so that they could do their common thread story on the chain, and I headed back home where I had a new chain and sprocket set waiting for me. I had a clip type link on the temporary chain and had planned on replacing it as soon as I got home, which was 3 days. I did not quite make it home, as the clip on the master apparently popped itself off and my chain split, let go at about 80 miles an hour in Friday afternoon traffic, and there I was on the side of the road with a broken chain. In fact, the chain had snapped and a piece of it had gone up into the rear wheel well and had ripped apart my harness for my rear wiring. So if there's one lesson from this, it is I will never use a clip master link ever again on any chain. I will walk or take the bus. The bottom line is I've been driving shaft bikes for the past 30 years, and getting used to a chain has been a little bit difficult for me, especially where sometimes I get on the bike and I don't return home for 10,000 miles. So I found myself changing out the sprockets and the chain at about 12,000 to 15,000 miles. That way there I'm not stuck on the side of the road. I do carry with me a spare master link that are rivet types. I also carry a cutter with me, and after the chain has about 8,000 or 10,000 miles, I start carrying my spare chain, which I can put on in about 4 or 5 minutes on the side of the road. I will be attempting a new chain oiler. The one that I had, it had actually sprung a leak, and I didn't realize the oil was dripping down all over the side of the bike, but it was not actually going on the chain. Therefore, every time I looked at it, I thought it was fine. Obviously it wasn't. The chain wasn't getting lubed, and that's what happened with my first chain that bound up on me. So yeah, it's a learning experience, and I am hoping to figure it out so that I can get, it'd be nice to get 25,000 miles out of a set of chain and sprockets. Well, we will see. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, follow. You can support me on Patreon or join me in one of my fundraisers. I am riding 1,000,000 miles for multiple sclerosis. Thank you.